Welcome back, America. I'm Hugh Hewitt. You know, I travel around the country to do events, and when I was in Connecticut 2 weeks ago, someone said, "What happened to Juan Ciscomani? We really liked Juan Ciscomani. Are you mad at him? Is he mad at you?" I said, "No, he was the freshman guy. He's not a freshman anymore. He's a big player on appropriations, but nevertheless, people liked Juan Ciscomani so much. I had to go get the congressman from Tucson back. He joins us now. Congressman, welcome. How have you been?"
Hey, Hugh, great to see you. I've missed you too. I've missed your audience also. I mean, you could always do a sophomore member and open up that spot. I'll love to apply for it and maybe I get it. But it's been busy. Great to see you.
Tell me something, Congressman Ciscomani. You were on Appropes. Would we break this down for the Steelers fans? What does appropriations do? Why is it important, so important to Arizona and Tucson? And what do you do during a shutdown when you can't appropriate?
Yeah, I think probably as an appropriator, we're one of the most frustrated groups out there for whenever you're having a battle like this one. I mean, when you're talking about a shutdown and the solution to a shutdown is a CR, and that's the best case scenario at this point. And even then, that falls way short of what appropriators want because we want to actually pass the budget. We want to do regular order. We want to make sure that we pass the work that we've done in committee. All 12 bills have come out of committee. We have 12 bills within the Appropriations Committee that come out, and that's how you fund the federal government. We did our job in committee. 3 have passed the House. The other ones are being negotiated still, and even the 3 are being negotiated with the Senate. So we are making progress, have been making progress. The CR just bought us time. That's what we asked, 7 weeks to extend that those negotiations. Even with Democrats, of course, these negotiations have to happen. In order to pass the Senate, it has to be bipartisan. We understand that. We're open to that. But shutting the government down over it has been extremely frustrating for all members. But my gosh, I mean, appropriators, we've put in a lot of work on this. We're making progress, and this is a huge block for it.
I opened the show today with Speaker Johnson, who agreed with me. The military don't get a choice here. If you get frustrated with the federal government, you can quit. Anyone who works for the government can quit if they don't get paid. Not the military. They signed a deal. They took an oath. They don't get to quit when they're not paid. Have you been hearing from the E1s through the E5s, the guys and gals who are new to the military who need that check?
Oh, absolutely. You get the junior enlisted. We have DM Air Force Base in Tucson. We have the Fort Huachuca military Army installation over in Sierra Vista in my district in Cochise County. These 2 bases and installations are filled with junior enlisted members. A lot of them starting families. Many of them are depending still on the check-to-check situation. So this hurts everyone, but you're absolutely right. Every other federal employee, I guess, has the option to move on. They don't, and it's horrible for them and their families, especially as they're serving our nation. I mean, there's no words for that.
You're from a state with 2 Democratic senators, sadly, Mark Kelly and Ruben Gallegos. Neither of them have crossed over. Have you had a chance to chat with either of them about doing the right thing like Angus King and John Fetterman did?
Well, I've been doing a lot of public and very open conversations with them. If you just go to social media, you'll see our back and forth on this. I've been calling on both of them. Even today, we signed all 6 of us in the Arizona delegation, all 6 Republicans signed a letter. I was proud to lead this effort to both senators, Ruben Gallego and Mark Kelly, calling them on opening the government, doing the right thing, doing what's right for Arizonans. Given that we have such a military presence in the state, we are a border state, all the things that matter to us. We have a large rural population, and these $50 billion they want to do away with, if their plan passes forward, hurts Arizonans. So I've been very vocal on that. Unfortunately, they haven't fixed their ways so far. As far as Gallego, for example, he's not withholding his own pay, even though he's voting for a shutdown to others go without pay. And I've called him out on that repeatedly. Rules for thee, but not for me. That's how Ruben Gallego rules. And that's not okay for our state and for our country.
Now, in terms of Arizona, who else is getting gashed by the shutdown in Arizona? You mentioned the Border Patrol. They are getting gashed, and the military. But who else? You mentioned rural hospitals. In fact, let's drill in on that because Speaker Johnson brought that up. I was unaware of the fact that Democrats are suddenly against rural hospitals.
Yeah, Democrats seem to be against all the good things that we've passed so far, including a lot of the tax cuts that we've done, the extension of them for small businesses. But let's talk about these rural hospitals. They claim to be caring about those on Medicaid. Well, that this fund is meant to provide the resources necessary to the rural hospitals, $50 billion in a way that can go directly to them to help them offset some of those costs. People in rural Arizona need access to good health care, especially through Medicaid, and that fund provides that. They want to go and do away with that. That's a big one. But we also have air traffic controllers all across the country. We have a Tucson International Airport here in Tucson. That's a huge one. We also have a big passport processing center, a regional one, right here in Tucson. They're going without pay as well. Every staff member of our offices is also doing that, although we've deemed them essential, so they still show up to work to serve our constituents. So, I mean, the effect is so deep into all this. Obviously, law enforcement, ICE, we have DEA, we have, all the different agencies that are keeping us safe, FBI, all of them are going through the same thing as well. But obviously, we lead with the troops because they're the ones that don't have an option on this.
Last question, Congressman Juan Ciscomani. Some of your colleagues have tribal lands in them, big reservations. I'm not sure if Arizona 6 has one of those, but either way, don't the Native Americans get slammed by shutdowns like this?
Shutdowns hurt everyone across the board, but yes, they hurt those that have a big nexus and dependence on federal resources, and that includes our tribes. We have over 20 tribes in Arizona. I work very closely with them, even outside of my district, because of my role in the Appropriations Committee, especially around water issues and infrastructure. All these services are really hurting them. One more thing, WIC payments running out of resources by the end of this week. That is dangerous for families that depend on these dollars to be able to feed their families. Democrats are not thinking about anyone else except themselves and their political futures in this battle. So we have to stand our ground, not allow the $1.5 trillion in spending they want to increase, pay our troops, and reopen the government so that we can continue to negotiate.
Congressman Juan Ciscomani, always good to see you. Maybe we'll get a sophomore slot in there. Dan Harrigan's on tomorrow.
I am in. I'm in, Hugh.
I hear so often about what happened to Juan. I said he's a sophomore now. He's not a freshman. Dan Harrigan's a freshman. But we'll think about that because people like you, Congressman. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate that.